Hello and welcome to the latest edition of McBookie's Top Tartan Tips. I'm joined again as ever by Mark Walker and Tam McManus. It's been Scottish Cup midweek and what a result up in the Highlands as Brother Rangers beat Championship leaders Hearts 2-1. Amazingly, one bookmaker was offering 60-1 about Brother winning. We were only 28-1 and there was enough Brother fans on at that. Tam, could Robbie Neilson survive that result?
It looks as if he has, to be honest, Paul. And listen, I think obviously the league's priority for Hearts this season, but that has got to be one of the biggest shocks in Scottish history, football history. I mean, you look at Brother Rangers, I think they played, 5 games since December, or in the last 8 months. And I think 4 or 5 training sessions. So for them to turn over Hearts is a massive upset. 25-1, I think I'd have gave you 250-1. I could not see them beating Hearts. It's a massive shock, but fair play to Brother Rangers. I actually seen them earlier in the season against Hibs. Was it this season or last season? I've lost track. The Betfred Cup, they played Hibs, and Hibs only beat them 2-1. So they were not a bad side, but I still expected Hearts to go up there and win. But shocker, and Robbie Neilson, I think just as well he's well clear in that league. And to be honest, it's disappointing, isn't it, that a Dundee or Dunfermline have not really put any pressure on them or a run together, because I don't think they're a great side at all.
Well, I think the fact that Brother haven't played any games this year is what's made it even bigger shock. We got 2 requests last night for Derek McManus to be the next Hearts manager, but you think that Robbie Neilson will at least see out the season?
Yeah, I think he will. I think that the league's a priority for Hearts. They've got to win the league, get out of the Championship, but I look at Alex Neil, who's out of a job. Derek McManus is out of a job. So there's good managers sitting there that I think would jump at the Hearts job if Anne Budge did pull the trigger. But Anne Budge is very loyal to her managers, as Hearts fans know, to their disdain with Craig Levein. So I think that he'll get to the end of the season. I think they'll win the league in a canter. But as I said, it's just disappointing that other teams in that league haven't put the pressure on them.
As Tam says, Mark, he thinks that they'll win the Championship. Do you think Hearts will go on to win the league? And who do you think will win League One and League Two now that they've started back up?
Well, it's as you were for basically the whole leagues at the moment. There's no question Hearts will win that league in an absolute canter, because Dundee, Dunfermline, the rest of them, they've all cut their throats, and nobody's ever came close to do any sort of challenge on them. And that was priority. They had to win the league. They'll end up winning it. This is the bizarre thing. They'll end up winning it by, a dozen points or whatever, and their fans will still be raging, and rightly so, because that's an absolute disaster of a result that last night. It really was. The other leagues, Falkirk, I think the break actually came at the best possible time for them, because they were struggling. They were on the ropes just before they went into lockdown, but they seem to have come out. Good win for them last night as well. I think they should have, and they should have enough as well with the squad that they've got to win League One. They would have probably won it last season as well, but that's another debate. And obviously Queen's Park, with the money they're throwing about, they should cruise to that League Two title.
Well, it's a limited card again this weekend, with it being International Week. So Tam, I'll come to you first. What's your best bet of the weekend?
Best bet of the weekend? My best bet is tomorrow night, the Scotland game, Paul. I've had a wee look, and I've got a booking for you. I like to do bookings. I know that's very popular on your site with the McBet builders. So I've looked at a guy called Dragovic for Austria. Now, bear with me here. I had a look into his history. He's a hatchet man. He plays all the time for Austria. I think he's had 61 yellow cards and 4 red cards in his career. He plays for Bayer Leverkusen. He's played 6 games for Austria in 2020 and had 3 bookings. I looked at your site. He's 14-5 to get booked against Scotland tomorrow night. So if he starts, I would recommend Dragovic to get booked.
Well, this might not go out before the Scotland game, Tam, so you might be putting up losers after it's already been played. Who do you think might win on Saturday? Have you had a chance to look at the domestic card?
I've not really looked at the domestic card. I didn't even know there was a card. I've not looked at League One and League Two, Paul. I'm trying to think who's playing. What's the fixtures? Is the Championship's off, isn't it?
Championship's on as well. Mark, who do you give Tam a little hint here? Who do you think will pick up all 3 points at the weekend?
I'm going for Inverness. I'm going for Cali Thistle to beat Arbroath. They seem to have turned it around under Neil McCann. They had a wee wobble in midweek, a wee fright against Bucky Thistle, but they had 2 really good results previously against Wraith Rovers and Dunfermline. Arbroath are in a bit of a wobble So Inverness beat them 3-1 up there as well earlier on this season. I just think they've started to turn it around, as they should, because they should be higher up that league than they actually are. They were flirting with relegation earlier, but 11 to 10, I think, is a fair price for them to beat Arbroath on Saturday.
So there you go then. Mark's focusing on Inverness Cali the weekend, 11 to 10. And Tam is going for a booking. I'll not pronounce his name, but I'll put it up as one of the graphics to be booked in the Scotland Austria game. Hopefully, Scotland will be picking up a victory. And if you're having a bet this weekend, then remember to have a look at the McBookie site, and the best of luck.